Great day for me. Very, very great day. I'm going to just hit on it very quickly. It's because I relocated my father from my home state of North Carolina a few months ago. And to be able to celebrate with him here in my new home state of Georgia, his 82nd birthday. Yes, my father is 82 years young. And it's amazing to see him, and I'm going to bring him on camera one day with me. And matter of fact, you see his photo? I tell you, I'm going to bring him on camera. There's his photo right there. That's him. That's my dad. Great father. And I'm just so grateful that he's still in my life, and we're doing some amazing things together. But I want to go right into our. I am so glad that you have joined us today. We have an exciting message for you that's going to literally change your life at this moment right now. This is for your minute to win it with Elrico Williams. We're about to go into the studio in a few moments, but I just want to introduce to you who we are and what we do. It's a podcast that we're taking average people from being lackadaisical and limp to being ambitious and animated, and you too as well. You can change your life in 1 minute. It's just about making a decision and just making sure that you make the decision despite not having all the answers or all the facts, because successful people make decisions and they make them quickly. But we're going to go into the studio, and this week's message is going to be amazing. It's going to be life-changing. Be sure to follow us on all social media. Be sure to subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube channel. And we're about to go in 3, 2, 1. I'll see you there. My name is Elrico Williams for your minute to win it. And I'm so excited to be able to come for you today just to share some exciting information. So 4 is going to be a good one. I don't know if you remember the last one, but we're going to talk about consumers and producers. You remember that? There are a lot of people who want to just consume, and then there are people who are producers. And I got a third caveat that I'm going to talk about today as well. But before I episode, I want to give a shout out to my dad. But first off, I want to give us a definition. I'm going to give us a definition. I love definitions. But before I even do that definition, I want to tell you about our platform and what we do. This minute to win it is all about. I'm going to give you some core values that minute to win it and what I believe will get you to the how to. All right. So consumer, let's go ahead and give that definition. What a consumer is. A consumer is this simple. One that consumes, one that utilizes economic goods. You say, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? A consumer is anyone who consumes, anyone that wants to take or grab hold, and it normally involves money or economy, right? Being wasteful, to be wasteful, to perish, to burn away, to utilize economic goods. It's a lot of people who just want to waste things and just let things go by and feel, you know what, it can always come back. I can always go back and get it again. The sad part is with consumers, they never go back to get it again. They go back to get, and if there's nothing there, they go to the next place to go ahead and take and clean that pond out as well. That's what a consumer is. In the last episode, I talked about consumers and producers. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about a producer. What is a producer? I'm glad that you asked. You said, Elrico, what is a producer? Is one that produces. That's true. Is one that produces, especially one or a person who supervises or finances a work. One who supervises or finances a work. I love Merriam-Webster Dictionary. That's where I get all my definitions from. And a producer means to produce, means to extend in length or in volume, to give birth or rise. To give birth or rise. To be produced, or something that's yielded. Something that's yielded, to bear, to make. A producer is always in the business of making something, always in the business of creating something, and then the consumer is there to come and take and waste it. So I asked the question, are you a consumer or are you a producer? Producers have things that remain and that last in the stage for a very, very long time. And it continues to multiply. All a consumer does is subtract and divide. A producer is all about multiplication. I read somewhere, and actually in the Bible, it says 30, 60, 100-fold. There's 30, 60, and 100-fold return with the producer. But then there's that consumer who gets something, who buries it, and they consider it lazy or lackadaisical. And guess what? I do not want to have anybody around me, or I don't want you to be lackadaisical. I don't want you to be that consumer. You deserve more. Now, you can produce things and then send it to the consumers. So now it can multiply and grow. Now, when it multiplies and grows, then maybe you can get something, but don't waste it. But guess what you're going to do now? Because what most producers become, they become builders. They are builders. And builder is one that builds, especially one who contracts or supervises, one that builds. You building something that will remain. A builder will do this. It will engage in building. It develops into an extent. It also forms or builds a structure. A structure is a builder. Now think about that. You got the builder who creates the structure. You got the producer that adds value to the structure. But then you got the consumers that's keeping it going, right? And like I say, most people are consumers. They're looking for things to waste and to feel good. But I want you to be a producer. Once you become a producer, then you can be a builder. And then you build something that remains and you have legacy. And that's ultimately what it's all about. Once you have legacy, once you become a builder, now you're having some things that will sustain and that will last for a very, very long time. So I'm going to ask you a question today. Would you consider yourself a consumer, producer, or a builder? You have to ask yourself, what is it? What is it that, who would you say you identify most? Consumer or producer? I was going to some of my notes because I had something here on a core value, and I'm going to give you one of those today. So, as again, how we talked about being stuck, we talked about making a decision, we talked about some amazing things, but how to do these things, how not to get stuck, how to make a decision, and all it does is take 1 minute. How I talked about attitude and what your attitude is about. The only way these things work is being consistent. That's one of my core values. That's one of the core values for Minute to Winning, and what I'm going to be known for is being consistent. When you have to make a decision, be consistent with it. Be consistent across the board. Let your yes be yes, your no be no. Do not say no and then come back and say yes. Make the decision. All it takes is 1 minute, but you have to be consistent. I wanted to leave you with that on this day, and I wanted you to grab hold of what we talked about today. I want you to watch this over and over again. I want you to share this with a friend. I wanted to make sure that you subscribe to this page because we're going to talk more about core values. And I got something that's going to launch us and help you understand really what a builder is, truly what a builder is. I talked to you about a consumer and a producer, but we all ultimately want to be a builder. But how do you do that? By being consistent with building, by being consistent with leaving legacy. That's who you are. That's what you're supposed to do. This is El Rico for your Minute to Win It. Now I want you to go and be great. I'll see you soon.